In a move that has sent shockwaves through the ranks of the royal family and left the once defiant Prince Harry utterly shattered, King Charles III took to the airways of the BBC to deliver a bombshell announcement. Harry's personal portfolio of properties, including the sprawling country estate bequeathed to him by his late mother, Princess Diana, will be immediately seized and converted into a network of homeless shelters and low-income housing. The monarch's edict, delivered in a televised address to the nation, was as unexpected as it was unequivocal, a brutal severing of the remaining ties between the crown and the self-exiled Duke of Sussex that has left the latter reeling and his future hanging precariously in the balance. Harry is absolutely gutted. It's like the final nail in the coffin of his relationship with his father and the royal family, confided a source close to the prince's inner circle, their voice thick with barely concealed anguish. To have the properties that meant so much to him, that represented his legacy and his connection to his mother, ripped away so callously, so publicly, it's a wound that may never heal. The decision to commandeer Harry's real estate holdings, which include not only the sprawling Diocese Lodge estate in Wiltshire but also several prime central London properties, was cast by the king as a necessary and pragmatic step in addressing Britain's escalating housing crisis and the burgeoning issue of homelessness that has gripped the nation in recent years. In these times of great upheaval and economic hardship, it is incumbent upon us all, regardless of rank or station, to do our part in alleviating the suffering of our fellow citizens, the 74-year-old monarch declared in his televised remarks, his countenance stern and unyielding. To that end, I have taken the decision to repurpose a number of underutilized properties from the royal portfolio, including those currently held by the Duke of Sussex, and transform them into much-needed shelters and affordable housing units. The king's words carried an unmistakable tone of finality, a resolute declaration that brooked no dissent or debate, and left little doubt as to the underlying message. Harry's days of enjoying the trappings and privileges of royal life were well and truly over. For the prince, who has spent the better part of the past 3 years waging a bitter public battle against the monarchy in the wake of his acrimonious split from the royal family, the seizure of his properties represents a devastating blow, both emotional and financial. Chief among the assets being commandeered is the sprawling Diocese Lodge estate, a 16th-century manor house nestled in the idyllic Wiltshire countryside that was bequeathed to Harry by his late mother, Princess Diana. The property, which boasts over 1,000 acres of pristine parkland, has long served as a cherished sanctuary for the prince, a place of solace and respite from the unrelenting glare of public life. That estate was Harry's connection to his mother, the one place where he felt truly at peace and grounded, the source revealed, their voice tinged with sorrow. To have it seized, to know that it will be converted into shelters and low-income housing, it's like the final severing of that sacred bond he shared with Diana. Beyond the emotional toll, the loss of Diocese Lodge and Harry's other real estate holdings represents a significant financial blow to the prince, whose personal wealth has been the subject of intense speculation and scrutiny in recent years. According to property experts and royal watchers, the total value of Harry's seized portfolio is estimated to be in excess of £50 million, a staggering sum that had been widely viewed as a key component of the Duke's long-term financial security and independence from the royal coffers. This isn't just about sentimentality or emotional attachment, this is a brutal financial hit for Harry, asserted Omid Scobie, the royal biographer and author of the book Finding Freedom. We're talking about tens of millions of pounds worth of prime real estate being stripped away, assets that were supposed to serve as the foundation of his future financial autonomy. As news of the king's edict reverberated across the globe, reaction from royal watchers, pundits, and the general public has been swift and polarized, with opinions ranging from full-throated support for Charles's decisive action to outright condemnation of what many view as a cruel and unnecessary humiliation of the already embattled prince. For those in the pro-monarchy camp, the king's move is being hailed as a long-overdue reassertion of royal authority and a necessary step in reining in Harry's perceived excesses and disrespect for the institution he once represented. King Charles has shown remarkable courage and resolve in taking this decisive action, declared Dickie Arbiter, a former press secretary to Queen Elizabeth II. For too long, Harry has been allowed to thumb his nose at the monarchy, to air his grievances and air the family's dirty laundry in public, all while continuing to enjoy the privileges and trappings of royal life. This is the king drawing a line in the sand, making it clear that such behavior will no longer be tolerated. Others, however, have decried the move as a deeply personal and vindictive act, a cruel twist of the knife by a monarch intent on exacting revenge on his own son for daring to speak out against the institution he was born into. This is Charles at his most petty and vindictive, lashing out in a fit of pique and using his power and authority to inflict maximum emotional and financial damage on his own flesh and blood, opined royal author and commentator Christopher Anderson. To strip Harry of not only his financial assets but also the properties that hold such deep sentimental value, it's a callous and wholly unnecessary act of cruelty. As the recriminations and hand-wringing continue, the question of what lies ahead for the now exiled and assetless prince remains an open and deeply uncertain one. Will he retreat further into self-imposed exile, retreating from public life to lick his wounds and reassess his life's trajectory? Or will this latest humiliation at the hands of his own family only serve to harden his resolve, prompting him to double down on his public campaign against the monarchy he once represented? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: the bonds between father and son, already frayed to the point of breaking, now lay in tatters, the victim of a seismic act of royal retaliation that has left one of Britain's most famous sons adrift, his future as uncertain as the shifting tides of public opinion that have so often buffeted his turbulent life. As the dust settles on this latest chapter in the long-running saga of palace intrigue and familial discord, it is a somber Prince Harry who emerges, a man forced to confront the harsh reality that his ties to the institution that once defined his identity have been irrevocably severed. The road ahead promises to be a lonely and arduous one, paved with difficult choices and the ever-present specter of a life forever lived in the shadows of a royal existence.